Hi, it's me, Renjit. If you enjoyed this episode, I request you to leave us a review. This will help us to reach more great podcast listeners like you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of FS Brew, where we talk about interesting news, events, and products from the world of insurance and financial services.
As usual, we have picked up a few of the market news and developments from this region and beyond. I'm Renjit Philip. I advise startups on their digital business models, go-to-market strategies, funding, and financials. I work with an insurtech called Simbo, where we help insurers, brokers, and agents in going digital.
And I'm Vidya, and I'm the founder of Forward. Forward is an advisory that works with insurance companies to accelerate their digital marketing and digital transformation initiatives. Here we go. First off, let's have a look at an interesting insurtech company based out of UAE. It's called Protect for Less. Their website is protectforless.ae. Now, they are providing electronic gadget insurance, such as mobile insurance, tablet insurance, laptop, and accessories insurance, which is super interesting. They seem to have been in the market for quite some time, though, and they have operations in KSA, Oman, and Bahrain, apart from UAE, and have really strong channel partners like STC, which is based out of KSA. Then they've got Battleco, which is a Bahrain company, Orido, which is an Oman company, Zain, KSA. All are like really giant telecom companies. So, and they seem to have been predominantly selling insurance to these companies. So great distribution approach. What do you think, Renjit?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is obviously not a new product. We all know that there is, Apple Care, which is a sort of insurance. There's Samsung Care, etc. But their price point seems to be very much on the money, much lower than what these giants charge. Also, interesting to note that they have tied up these big telco players, which gives them the distribution. That's the right way to go through it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, they seem to have a clear multi-channel distribution strategy. So apart from these giants, they have planned to sign up with smaller mobile companies as well. And they have D2C plans as well. And they have a strong backing from an RI perspective from Swiss Re and AXA and Arch Re. And this is a piece that I picked up from Magnet because they recently got a pre-series A funding of $1 million, which they plan to use to really beef up their D2C proposition.
It's interesting to see that they call it pre-series A because they've been in the market for a while now. And they seem to be backed by the right players here, Swiss Re and Arch Re. They would probably want to take care of the fraud angle. One of the insurtechs that works in this space is using accelerometers, which are in the phone to figure out when the fall happened or when a damage occurred and then trigger a first notification of loss. So there are ways to mitigate at least the timing of the event,
right?
But covering the fraud angle is a bit difficult in this product. But let's see how it goes. So next, I will just want to talk about SPACs and Hippo. Hippo is a home insurance company which is based in the US. And they announced in March that they would go public through a merger with a blank check firm backed by Silicon Valley heavyweights, Reid Hoffman and Mark Pincus. So now SPACs are a recent phenomena, and it's very interesting to see how this 2015 set up startup called Hippo, which sells homeowners insurance online, has decided to go using this route. What do you think, Vidya?
So for me, I found it interesting to note that Hippo Insurance calls itself a tech insurance or a tech first company versus an insurance company. And, we all know that might be the mindset that's there in Silicon Valley. But essentially, they've had some really strong hires within the tech sphere, whether it was, they already had a CTO, but then there was a CIO, there was a CISO, and so on and so forth. So they are very tech heavy and tech savvy sort of a company. And that's the mindset that they play with. That may not be the mindset here, even though we've seen some really new age tech savvy digital first companies come up, sprout in the UAE. the mindset more is towards customer value proposition and creating interesting or valuable or competitive insurance solutions versus being a tech for sort of a company. Do we need that mindset? Do we not need that mindset? It's debatable, but yeah, interesting to note though.
Yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely.
I wanted to add, what do you think of the SPAC model that many of the companies adopt?
Yeah. I mean, it's a different way of going public in that sense. I mean, it's not the traditional IPO, which requires a lot of road shows and disclosure even, and in which the investment bankers make a ton of money. So some of these companies are preferring to take the SPAC route. They are essentially shell companies which raise funds through an IPO to take a private company public, right? So as opposed to what Lemonade and Root did, which they directly approached the public markets, right? So the question is, will all these SPACs that have been set up in the recent past survive? Because there seems to be a little bit of a SPAC mania going on, but it'll be interesting to see which of these SPACs remain standing. But Hippo is definitely an interesting company to buy, and Reid Hoffman and Mark Pincus are definitely big guys who know what they're doing. So this one is one to watch, in my opinion.
So I've picked up this interesting news piece from the National. AXA Green Crescent, they have launched an employee savings plan called Employee Saver Secure Scheme. Now, this scheme is essentially to bridge the gap between what's the required savings and what the end of service benefit actually provides for an employee after they retire. So obviously there's a gap. It's understood by AXA Green Crescent, and they've come up with this product. So this is a product sold to the employers as a benefit that they can give to their employees in addition to the end of services gratuity, which is what typically is given out.
Yeah.
Now this scheme seems to have lots of benefits, investment-based benefits, and has a Sharia fund as well to tap into. But exactly what the covers are, what the benefits are, doesn't seem to be listed in AXA Green Crescent's website. However, though, they are going to host a webinar at some point, I think 27th of May, maybe something that we can attend and find out what is in store and what their plans are and how they plan to distribute this product.
Yeah, I mean, and so this is probably, DIFC is probably the first free zone which has changed its end of service and gratuity law, so which is enabling AXA Green Crescent to launch this. And I do know that Zurich was also working with DIFC to create an alternative savings program. Interesting thing to see is how the gratuity law in the UAE mainland is going to change. Because I believe employees would like to have a choice to actually invest the funds that they are gaining over the number of period of years that they're working in a company. So this could be a very interesting development overall. What do you think, Vidya?
Yeah, and maybe a much needed one as well for this market in the milieu that we are in. It perhaps just, as the word says, secures the anxiety that every employer typically has.
Yeah, and it could end up being something like the 401k program that's there in the US, where a portion of the funds are actually invested in the stock market, which both drives the market up and also gives you a much better return than just putting it in the bank, right? So it should be interesting for expats working in this region.
Yes, certainly.
And the other piece of news is about ADNIC, Abu Dhabi National Insurance Company, getting a credit rating upgrade from A- to A by the ratings agency Standard & Poor's. Now, this is something we picked up from Zavia.com. This is not a very exciting piece of news because it just maintains ADNIC's strong financial performance indicators. But what was interesting was when I looked at their website, there's a very unique insurance cover that they provide called wedding insurance. Essentially, it is an event cancellation insurance, and protects against service providers not turning up or the event venue getting getting unavailable, and it provides you the cover. I think the cover is ranging from 75,000 to 1 million dirhams, depending on the premium that you pay. What do you think, Vidya? Pretty unique, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It cracked me up, when I saw it. But I think it's also good to note that in this COVID situation that we are in, many events do get cancelled. So it's a good way to protect yourself if you are hosting a big bang celebration for the big day. What I'm keen to know is, how is ADNIC trying to promote it? Are they doing this through all the event companies that who would be hosting this and arranging this on behalf of their clients, or are they going directly to the clients, to the direct customers? Because I've not really seen much of their marketing activities. Although when you do search specifically for wedding insurance, ADNIC does pop up. But how many of us do know that there is something called a wedding insurance, right?
Yeah.
So want to wait and watch.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think, are they really capitalizing on this? I know it's not a great line of business. I mean, it's not going to generate tons of dirhams, but the point is that it makes you different. So can you capitalize on it and rise up on the search engine rankings or not? That's something to think about. Good point.
Yeah. Another interesting news piece that I picked up from Magnet is of KLAIM, and spelled KLAIM, KLAIM. It's a UAE-based factoring and medical claim management SaaS platform. And these guys have secured a 1 million seed funding from Techstars, and have a very interesting proposition to give out to this market.
Yeah, and it's positioned as a fintech platform that helps the healthcare providers who are losing cash apparently every day due to delays and rejected payments from insurance companies. So their idea is, can we get the cash to healthcare providers faster than go through the normal process the insurance companies and the TPAs take. So that's an interesting way of working. Do you know who the founders are, Vidya?
Yeah. So great vision shown by three people, Kareem, Ghafoor, and Miriam. And essentially, like you said, their vision is to create an easy-to-use technology platform that helps these healthcare providers a great workflow, that's met. That meets the regulatory mandates of healthcare organization, but get that whole money back to them and reduce the pressure that is, especially now in this whole pandemic, that they are facing. It's a great product, I think.
Yeah. And I like the fact that they are operating in the healthcare space and yet calling themselves a fintech. And the press release says they would like to become a specialized healthcare payment network, or Stripe or PayPal of healthcare. So it remains to be seen how this goes. It sounds very exciting. Probably we should get them on the show sometime.
Yes, why not? Very exciting and very promising.
Absolutely. We hope you enjoyed our third episode. Please let us know if you have any specific topics you would like us to speak about.
And as usual, please like, comment, share this video. If you liked our episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest episode. Follow us on FS Brew LinkedIn page. It gives us a great lot of motivation and courage. Stay tuned for more episodes and see you soon.
See you.